Hey everyone! Alright, so we are making wine decor. Excuse my pajamas. Okay, I'm having some issues. It's early in the morning. Long story. So we're going to make these decor vases out of wine bottles. Really easy, simple. So this is what you're going to need. Okay. So, I think I came up with this because I needed something for centerpieces. So this is what it looks like. Black paint on the bottom, which covers up whatever coloring that is. And then you have your leaf, silver leaf I chose, that's distressed. And it makes a really cool look. And if you put flowers in it, or you put a candle on top, or you can even put a light inside, it looks awesome. Weddings on your table for any day, just because they're great. Easy gifts. Okay, so you're gonna have your wine bottle. This actually came from the W Club. Then your paintbrush, your actual paint. I'd prefer a thick paint, but I'll get into that later. Then you're gonna want a sponge. This is gonna help you get the paper off. You won't get all of the glue off. I mean, you can set it for a while, but we'll get into that. Your cup of water, as you can see, I've been painting already this morning. And this is Mona Lisa. It's an adhesive for the gold leaf. It comes in a couple of ways. So I like this one because it's in a container. I can use a brush with it. And this is going to be our silver leaf. You can't really see it right now, but it's in there. I like these little strips because it makes it a lot easier than the bigger patches that they give you, but anything would work. So let's go ahead and get started. Sorry for my voice this morning. Okay, so you're going to take the sponge, wet it, obviously. I act like you guys aren't craft geniuses anyway and you wouldn't have figured this out, but let's just go with it. Okay, so we're going to pat it down and get it wet. We want to get the glue wet, and that's what's important. So you're going to pat it down. You'll see the paper most likely changing colors, especially if they actually use paper. Some wine glasses actually use like a plastic or a vinyl or things like that. Obviously, if it's a vinyl, it's a lot easier to come off. So just do this for a little bit. I have nails, so I actually try just to use my nails with this, and you'll see in a second that that's what I do. But let's fast forward. You can use anything. Whatever will get under there and get that glue up. Like I said, I picked my nails, but you could honestly use anything that you would want for that to help you. And just pull very gently, trying to get it up, trying to get everything to go all together. I don't think this one's going to work for me because I'm being impatient, but let's fast forward. Okay, this is a lot of work. Get my little bounty, and I'm just gonna wipe it down. Okay, so just a quick comment. I use Bounty not because I want a sponsorship, but because of the fact that these are actually the best ones that I use. They're thick enough and hard enough that I can actually grasp what I'm trying to clean off, and that's really important, especially in this project. Anywho, let me just clean up this space. It's always good to keep things clean. You notice I covered my craft table, not because I wanted to, but because there's actually glitter underneath, and I was scared that it would get on my project. So the lazy thing to do was just to cover it with some contact paper that I had laying around in my office. Smart idea, yes. I'm not sure how this is going to look when I pick it up, but anyway. So, here we go. So now that we have this done, what we're going to actually do is tape our bottle. I tape the bottle specifically because I want a jagged look. I don't want a clean, fresh, like very modern, sleek lines. Let me get some coffee. Sorry. Like I said, it's been a long night. Okay, so um, I'm gonna just tape this up. You can make it as straight as you want it. You can make it as modern or what's the word? Um, well, let's just say unmodern. You can just go crazy with it and have things all over the place. But you know, we're just gonna tape it up and make sure that when you do it, really what you want to do is get those seams down and make sure that those are flat. You don't want obviously you don't want paint where you don't want paint, so you need to make sure that that's flat. So we're gonna go ahead and let's get this all taped up. Eventually I'm gonna actually change to a different view, but let's fast forward through this. Okay, so this is the other view I was telling you about. Actually, let me just explain. I had two cameras going on. One was dying, one wasn't dying. So this is how I wanted my line to look. Again, just make sure that it is very smooth at the bottom. You see how I don't really care about the top, but really make sure that it is smooth at the bottom and that everything is closed in. So what we're going to do is go ahead and start painting because obviously that would be the next step in our project. Um, I don't know why I'm moving so slowly today. I'm sorry. Okay, like just getting off the cap was difficult. You ever have those nights where you just don't sleep well? You just don't sleep well, and then you have interruption after interruption after interruption. You would think I have a child, but I don't. I just have. Anyway, so here we go. So we're going to, again, paint. I like to start my paint on top of the actual tape. So I'm just going to glob that on and I'm going to start on the top of my tape and that helps it seal in. And then I kind of just go crazy, just go wild. All right, so we're going to let that sit. Always clean your brush because this is a one brush project if you do it right. So make sure you clean it. That's fast forward. Okay, so here we go. It is done. It is painted. It is somewhat dry as I'm trying to test it now. So basically what you want to do is always test your stuff. Okay, so it was a little sticky, but you know, we can deal with that. We'll work with that. So we're going to take off the tape. Be careful. It is important that it's dry when you take this tape off because it could run into your other areas. But again, it's not a huge deal because you can always cover up imperfections once you're done, especially with this project because you're working with two different materials and they cover each other perfectly. You don't want to waste silver leaf because it's not like it's not expensive, but it's not cheap. But paint, you can get paint anywhere and paint's cheap, so don't worry about it. But just if you can be more patient than I'm being, I would recommend it. So I've undressed my bottle almost completely. And just this is another point, like make sure that your space is clean because I would hate for you to do all of this and you left tape out and under the tape was a little wet and then you put your silver leaf on and now you got paint all over your silver leaf. That would be like heartbreaking. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to take the adhesive, and this adhesive is liquid. You're going to shake it up and you are going to leave it on there for 30 minutes to actually dry. Now it dries to a sticky matter which allows for the gold leaf to stick on there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn my bottle upside down if I can find a balanced place. Remember, you saw my craft table before if you've been watching me, and So yeah, it takes a little while to find a good place to do it. And you're going to shake it up, and we're just going to go ahead and put it on. And you don't want it to be too thick. You don't need a lot. It will run, and if it runs, depending on what you're doing, it could mean that, you know, your silver leaf or whatever you're using is going to go on everything. This is great for really anything. Silver leaf, gold leaf, the copper, the bronze, paper, leaves, tissues. I don't know why you would put tissue on here, but you know what? I've seen some amazing things. Oh, you know what you could do? You could put cotton on it and make it some decor for like a room. Or if you just did this, if you did the same project without actually a cylinder vase, you could put cotton on the bottom or cotton on the top, paint the bottom blue and put it in a baby's room to help organize certain things. Oh, we may do that as a project. Hey, don't take it from me. Okay, so this is about what you want it to look like. I had a little drippage, but this is kind of what you want it to look like. It's going to be white, bubbly. Smell-wise, you may want to open a window. It's really the least hazardous kind that I've used in terms of adhesive, but let's just let that sit. Make sure, this is really, really important actually, make sure that you wash your brush really, really well. And again, so that you can use it afterward, because you don't want to have to use multiple things. And if this does dry on the brush, it's done. You're going to have to throw it out. And no one likes to waste a good brush. You know how you get that one brush that you really like during your arts and crafts, kind of like my hair. Like I have one comb that I don't know, anytime I do my hair with this comb, it's like it comes out to be perfect. So, all right, so let's let this sit here and do its magic. Okay, so again, it should now be clear-ish. You only see a little white right here because I didn't get all the glue off in terms of under the paper, but that's okay. Silver leaf will cover anything. What we're putting on for this project will cover it. Now, with the silver leaf, with this way, you can actually just take the whole strip out, and it makes it so easy because now you can actually just stick it on there. And it works out to be really good. I'm sorry, I can hear people outside and it's distracting me. Okay, so we just pat this on, and you'll see, and this is when you get to just be like, oh, I want to put this here, I want to put that there, oh, I like how this looks. And you really get to be creative with it. It does go quick, but little pieces, little pieces. So don't worry about like the holes or being perfect right now, because you get to go back. You can go back with your pieces of paper that still have a little silver leaf on them so you don't waste it, and fill in the little holes. I'll also show you a technique at the end on how you can kind of fix it if you do want to. I kind of like the little holes here and there. I like the rustic look. I like those kind of things because that to me is what the look I'm going for. But if you want a solid look, you can fill in those holes. Don't fret. Um, so yeah. So in the back, you didn't see that. What I'm doing is I'm still going through the leaves, but as I'm going in, some of the pieces won't sit down. So I'm just taking my thumb and gently patting it. You don't want to rub this necessarily right away. I'll show you how to do that after we finish this. So let's go ahead and speed this process up. Okay, so I just did this other view because I thought maybe it would be a little bit, it'd be a little better to show you what I'm doing. So again, you're just going to put it down, and it's that easy. It's that easy. And honestly, like I said before, you can do this with anything. You could do it with any kind of glass. Actually, you could do it with any kind of medium. I'm going to be doing a project with canvas and silver leaf soon because I like using it. I use it a lot on my cement pieces for the jewelry. But you see how I was saying that you could take the pieces and just kind of fill in where you want to? That's really the best part about this. It makes it easy, it makes it fun, and I really get to decide where I want something. So we're going to speed this up. Hold on. Okay, so I'm just gonna interrupt real quick. So remember I was telling you about smoothing. That's what I'm doing now. I'm going up and down. I'm smoothing out little wedges that are kind of sticking up. Now let me just tell you, when you have to seal anything that you use, silver, gold leaf, anything like that, you have to seal it. It will lay some of this down because it is sort of an adhesive in itself. But what we're also doing is taking some of those pieces and I'm knocking off some spare things that don't need it. And by doing that also, it's filling in some of the holes. So I only want some holes. I want the little rusticness look. I don't even know if that's really the term I should be using, but we'll go with it. But this cleans it off. This makes it smooth. You only want to use one finger. Pat it. Make sure your finger does not get glue on it. If it gets glue on it, it's a wrap. You're going to have silver leaf on your hands. It's easy to come off, but you will. See, you see what I did? I got it on the bottle where I didn't want it, but it's okay. We're going to say that that is what was supposed to happen. So let me just speed through this. Okay, and there we go. This is honestly something that you can do for weddings, DIY brides, people that are actually doing people's wedding. It looks so gorgeous. If you got some flowers just put in, very delicate. If you got different size ones, it would look amazing. On your table, you could do this. Actually, you know what else would look really cool? If you got a light fixture to actually be able to put a hole at the bottom, string it through. Thank you for watching. I appreciate it always. Please don't forget to like and subscribe as I am growing my brand. And my new website, mycraft-studio.com, DIY and everything else. Thank you guys. Peace, love, and crafts.